Hey, 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 welcome back to Raggedy Ass Bitch TV, where we discuss the crimes that happen in everyday life. I'm your host, and today we're talking about theft. Not the kind that gets you arrested, but the kind that slowly chips away at your faith and humanity. I'm talking about people who borrow your stuff and never give it back. Let's get into it. Okay, so you know how this goes. Someone asks you to borrow something. Could be a book, a charger, a hoodie, a Tupperware container. Doesn't matter. They say, "Can I borrow this? I'll give it back. I promise." And you're like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." That was a mistake because you're never seeing that thing again. It's gone. It has entered the void. It now belongs to them. And the worst part, they act like they forgot. You see them weeks later, and they're not even thinking about the thing they borrowed. So you have to remind them, "Hey, do you still have that book I lent you?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll bring it next time." They will not bring it next time. In fact, next time never comes because next time is code for "I'm keeping this and hoping you forget about it." And the thing is, you don't forget. You remember. You've been remembering for months. But now you're in this weird position where you have to keep bringing it up. And you start to feel like you're the problem. Like you're being petty for wanting your own stuff back. That's wild. And here's what kills me. It's not even about the item. Like, yeah, I want my stuff back, but it's more about the principle. You said you'd give it back. You promised, and now I have to chase you down like I'm a collections agency. I shouldn't have to ask multiple times for something that's mine. Because let's be real, when you borrow something, you're entering into an agreement, an unspoken contract. Borrowing isn't, "Can I have this for a while and maybe give it back if I remember?" Borrowing is temporary custody with the understanding that you'll return it. That's it. That's the deal. But people treat borrowed items like they are gifts, like possession is ownership. "Oh, I've had this for so long, I forgot it wasn't mine." How? How do you forget something doesn't belong to you? Especially if it's something you use. Every time you use it, you should be reminded, "Oh yeah, this isn't mine. I need to give this back." But they don't think like that because they don't care. Let me give you some specific scenarios because I know some of y'all need this spelled out. Scenario 1. Someone borrows your phone charger just for a minute and then takes it home with them. You text them about it. They say, "Oh, my bad, I'll bring it tomorrow." Tomorrow comes, no charger. You text again. "Oh yeah, I keep forgetting." 3 weeks later, you still don't have your charger, and now you've had to buy a new one. So you're out of money because someone couldn't be bothered to return something they borrowed. That's theft with extra steps. Scenario 2, Someone borrows your Tupperware. You know how this goes. You bring food to a gathering. Someone takes home leftovers in your container. I'll wash it and bring it back. You will never see the Tupperware again. I don't know where borrowed Tupperware goes, but it's not coming back. It's in Tupperware heaven now. And the thing is, it's not even expensive, but it's the principle. That was my container. I brought it. I want it back. But no, now it's in someone's cabinet and they are probably using it. And they've completely forgotten it's not theirs. Scenario 3. Someone borrows a piece of clothing. This one hurts the most because clothing is personal. They borrow your jacket because they are cold, or your shoes because theirs broke, or your dress because they have an event. And you're being nice. You're helping them out. And then they don't give it back. Or they give it back dirty, or stretched out, or with the tags still on it because they wore it once, and return it like it's a rental. That's not borrowing, that's using people. But here's what I think the issue is. I think people don't take borrowing seriously. They treat it like it's no big deal. Like it's just stuff. But stuff has value. Not just monetary value, but sentimental value and functional value. When you borrow something and don't give it back, you're saying, your stuff doesn't matter to me. And that hurts. Because it's not just about the item anymore. It's about respect. It's about whether you value the relationship enough to honor your word. It's about whether you see me as someone worth being accountable to. And when you don't give my stuff back, the message is clear. You don't. And that changes how I see you. That changes whether I trust you. That changes whether I'm willing to help you in the future. Because if you can't return a book, why would I trust you with anything else? So, here's my policy now. I don't lend things to people unless I'm okay with never seeing them again. If I can't afford to lose it, emotionally or financially, I don't lend it out. And that's sad. That's a sad way to live. But I've been burned too many times. I've learned that some people just don't respect other people's stuff. And I'm not going to keep putting myself in a position to be disappointed. And here's the thing. It doesn't have to be this way. Returning stuff is easy. It takes zero effort to remember. Set a reminder in your phone. Put the item by your front door. Text the person and ask when you can drop it off. It's not hard. You're just choosing not to do it. And that says everything. So, if you're someone who borrows stuff, give it back. Set a reminder in your phone if you have to. Return it in the same condition or better than when you borrowed it. And if you can't do that, stop borrowing things. Just stop. Because you are ruining it for everyone else. And if you're someone who's been waiting for your stuff to be returned, it's okay to ask for it. It's okay to be direct. You're not being annoying. You're not being petty. You're just asking for what's yours. And if they get mad about it, that tells you everything you need to know about them. Protect your peace. Protect your stuff. And stop lending things to people who've already proven they won't give them back. You don't owe anyone access to your belongings. And you know what? Let me talk directly to the people who keep borrowing stuff for a second. Because I think some of y'all genuinely don't understand the impact of what you're doing. When you don't return something, you're not just keeping an item. You're creating a whole situation. You're making that person uncomfortable. You're making them have to chase you down. You're making them question whether they should say something or just let it go. And when they do say something, you make them feel awkward about it. Like they're the problem for wanting their stuff back. That's manipulation. That's guilt tripping. That's making someone feel bad for setting a completely reasonable boundary. And I'm tired of it. Because here's what happens. People stop lending things. They stop helping. They stop being generous. Not because they're selfish, but because they're tired of being taken advantage of. You're out here ruining it for everyone who actually returns things. Everyone who actually respects other people's property. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. It's not that serious. It's just stuff. But it is that serious because it's not about the stuff. It's about character. If you can't be trusted with something small, how can you be trusted with something big? If you can't keep your word about returning a book, how can I trust you with important things in my life? The little things matter. The small betrayals add up. And let me tell you what really happens when you don't return stuff. Friendships end. Relationships get strained. Family dynamics get weird. All because someone couldn't return something they borrowed. I've seen people stop talking to each other over a borrowed dress, over a set of tools, over a cookbook. And people always say, that's so petty. It's not worth ending a friendship over. But it's not about the item. It's about the disrespect. It's about the broken promise. It's about the lack of accountability. When you borrow something and don't give it back, you're showing me who you are. You're showing me that your convenience matters more than your integrity. You're showing me that you don't respect me or my things. You're showing me that your word means nothing. And once I see that, I can't unsee it. This is why some people have a no lending policy. This is why some people won't let anyone borrow anything. Not because they're mean, not because they're stingy, but because they've learned the hard way that most people can't be trusted with other people's stuff. And that's sad. That's a sad commentary on where we are as a society. So, if you're someone who's currently holding on to something you borrowed, whether it's been a week, a month, or a year, give it back. Today. Not tomorrow. Not when you see them next. Today. Text that person right now. Say, hey, I still have your item. When can I return it? And then actually do it. Don't make excuses. Don't say you forgot. Just return it. Because the longer you hold on to it, the worse it gets. The more awkward it becomes. The more damage you do to that relationship. And if you're someone who's been too afraid to ask for your stuff back, ask. You're not being petty. You're not being difficult. You're asserting a reasonable boundary. And if that person gets upset, if they make you feel bad for wanting your own property back, that tells you everything you need to know about them. Your stuff, your rules, your boundaries. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for wanting what's yours. That's all for today's episode of Raggedy Ass Bitch TV. If this made you remember something you borrowed and never returned, go give it back right now. I'll wait. See you next time. Until then, stay raggedy, stay accountable, and remember, if you borrow it, return it. Peace.